Weekend Tarot, and we're giving it a go again with the glittery cards. I know it was Rebecca, hello Rebecca, who very wisely said, come on Gemma, let's have some glitter back. So I got the glittery cards out and did like a really doomy, gloomy reading in a real, yeah, glittery cards, doom and gloom. So let's see. I'm not going to, obviously can't guarantee it because, well, it's just been such strange energy as we've started the year. Anywho, this is for the weekend, 6th and the 7th, where we see the moon in Scorpio on Saturday. Then it moves into Sagittarius on Sunday, both of which I really like as energy. So on Saturday, that's when to do your more forensic things like editing, cleaning, talking about intricate things, anything that is, whatever that means, attention to detail. Okay, attention to detail. And then of course the next day when you've got your moon in Saggy, that's more like, think of the holidays you want to take this year. Saggy rules things like holidays. Not so much staycations, that's more Gemini. Saggy is a bit more Jupiter, long term. So have a think about that, far reaching. But it all depends because let's say you are a person who is quite home-centred and you don't hardly ever go abroad. That might mean for you that 2 hours down the road for a staycation in your country is a big deal. It's a long haul. Do you see what I mean? So it's all your own thing. It's very, very windy here still. We've had loads of storms, not real storms because the UK, sometimes has real storms, but often it's a bit like this. Everything's whistling and blowing. I quite like it, but that's because I'm inside. Okay, let's have a look and see, or a looky see. Oh my God! And Rebecca, I deliver again. Oh my God, the energy is weird at the moment. I don't know what to say about it except it's interesting, and it's perhaps easier just to observe it than to live it. Right. Yeah. I want to glitter this turd, but I can't. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. I did what I would then call the mayor robot. God knows where that came from. It is what it is. Right, let's have a look at these interesting energies. What could I say? I'm just constantly like, yeah. Let's put them there so at least we can see them. And I'll lift them up as well. So, God, I have a real thing about straight lines. I just don't seem to be able to do it. Overall energy cards. Can I get, oh yes. Overall energy card. Oh, there we go. Look at that. There's some stars. Woohoo! We got the 3 of Cups, but it's in the reverse. No biggie. This is just a time when, judging by the rest of this, you might be feeling not particularly sociable. Often when we've been through the holidays, by the time we get to this point, I don't know about you, but I'm always like, there's a sort of return to work vibe, isn't there, that I feel is etched from years of going back to school and going back to college and going back to whatever you have to go back to. Going back to the old routine, I suppose, that makes us a little, it does for me anyway, it just makes me want to like curl up with a book next to the fire and not speak to anyone at all apart from you lot. Do you know what I'm saying? That kind of, rather than seeing this negatively, and I'm not trying to glitter the turd here because I can't, but I do see this as like folding yourself in. When you make a cake, which I love to do, when it comes to the flour, if you're doing it in the proper way of making a Victoria sandwich, you do all the whisking and the beating and everything and like that. And then of course you get to this bit with the flour And my domestic science teacher at school, who was wonderful, and I can't even remember her name, I'm trying to remember her name. It will come to me. My domestic science teacher, very, very old school, a bit like, oh God, I can't remember anybody's name. I'm trying to think of that woman, you know, the one that Meryl Streep played in the film. The one that's like, cook your chicken. That one. It'll all be good. I love French cookery. Like her anyway. And she used to say to us, you've created all this air and you've created all this energy into the cake by carefully whisking the eggs and creaming the butter and the sugar. Now you get rid of all that and you get this sort of cold metal spoon, and you sieve your flour, you tip it in bit by bit. And the way she did it in this beautiful figure of 8, and she just folded this flour in, and you never knock out the bubbles that you've created. That is what I'm talking about. It was a long way round, and I make no apology for it. That's what happens when you get the 3 of Cups in reverse and we're seeing it in a positive light. You're folding yourself into your own mixture, and your cake will rise all the better for it. The Fool is in reverse. It's the same thing. The Fool is zippity-doo-dah, teenage, innocent energy, ready to go, streaking across the quad, Frank the Tank, the whole bit, but it's in reverse. The Fool in reverse is all of the impulse, none of the control. So don't step the foot off the ledge just yet. You don't need to. Next to it, we have the 9 of Cups, which is Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is one of Pisces' ancient ruler, I think. That Neptune was a more modern one, I think. And Jupiter is about expansion. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, ruling long-term travel, expansion of the mind, philosophy, all that stuff. You may not be on the right path at the moment. There may be parts of it that you need to trim and exchange and that just aren't quite sitting right. What worked for you in 2022, 2023 might not interest you or inspire you in 2024. You've got the 6 of Wands in reverse. You may need to change lanes. There's a big crossroads energy here. But you don't have to trouble yourself with it in terms of really, oh my God, you know, I'm standing at the crossroads, I must think this through. No, it's not about that. Your dreams have just changed, is all. Got the Star in reverse. The Star is the card of reaching for a star, having a dream. The genie is coming back to offer you a few more goes at the lamp. Feel lucky that that's happening, no matter what, okay? And then at the end here, we have the Lovers. Do you like their costumes? I do this with permission of the artist, I have to say. It's something that doesn't sit easily with me. And here we have, I've got his name as Jimmy B here, but it's tarotcollectibles.com. This is the Groovy Weight. And there was a thing recently on YouTube, and I can't really talk about it too much because even that is not great. But you can probably see what I've had to do to show you the Lover's card. And he was so lovely because I didn't want to deface his deck because I love all of the Tarot Collectibles decks. I've got all of them, I think, at the moment. The zombie one, this one is the Groovy Weight, because he mixes glitter and stars and with very, very intelligent artistry. So, and he also has Instagram. Now, I'm not very good at Instagram, and I don't think it's going to tell me what his oh yes it is. Look at that. Right, there he is. Oh God. Go find him on Instagram and say hello. Say that Gemma says hello. James_Tarot Collectibles on Instagram. And look, he's on TikTok. Oh my God. And he's on, is that Pinterest? I've never been on there. Anyway, he was so sweet that I said, look, I'm going to have to do this. And I was kind of asking permission. So he sent me duplicates of the ones that I needed to sort out, so that I wouldn't have to do that to like one deck, and I could keep one deck for like doing Vimeo readings and stuff. And the same for the Star and a couple of other cards. So there you go, real act of human kindness there, paying it forward. He was so sweet and he dealt with it, you know, so nicely. And I really, really, really appreciate that. There's not a lot of that. Well, actually, no, I'm being negative. There is a lot of that around, but I hadn't experienced much of it recently. So shout out to him, actually, and to all his lovely decks. But also, we're talking here about the Lovers. This is making a decision. It's very important that I can show you this card. This is a card that used to be called The Choice. Love it. It's got a 7-inch single. God, I used to have those. There is a choice for you. And it's not the choice that you thought it was. And very often in life, we get stuck on a choice that isn't even the right one. I'm trying to put this better. We get stuck somewhere that we shouldn't even be. And the reason we can't make a choice is because there's an alarm bell, or there's something that doesn't fit. Revisit your dreams for this year, or just for now. It doesn't matter about what year we're in, just for now. King of Swords is here on the edge of the reading as a bit of a random. King of Swords is someone who has brilliant boundaries. They may not suit everyone because they're quite austere and they're quite sharp. But there's also, I would say, with the King of Swords, some of you might be dealing with a King of Swords character. But for most of you, there needs to be a bit of a prune. And a lot of us, especially as empaths, don't like pruning because it seems too definite, but I think it's unavoidable. And like with any good pruner, and I'm not a good gardener, if you do it properly, the real flowers can grow. Leave me a comment, check out your January an individual star sign reading and what's coming in for you in January, and all the rest of it is in the description box. And I will see you soon. Namaste.